What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Hypixel Skyblock Hardmode series. So basically, for today's episode, we are yet again on a mission. As you all know, in the last episode of the hard mode series, we continued our quest towards maxing out this scorpion foil. And we definitely made huge strides in doing so, but we are not quite fully maxed out yet. We still need a Bane 6 book, but quite possibly even more importantly, we still need 10 hot potato books on this thing. And as you all know, my original plan to get those hot potato books was to just set up a couple potato minions over here, just let them run for a couple days, and we'd be good to go. But as I let those potato minions run, some viewers began to suggest to me that possibly having a full layer potato farm with the new replenish enchant could actually be a much better way to farm hot potato books, since in the long run, I'm gonna need a lot more than 10 for the scorpion foil. I mean, even right now, I could use another 40 to completely max out the tarantula set. I have some strong dragon pieces and even that superior chest plate that could use some hot potato books. All in all, being able to manually farm hot potato books extremely fast would be pretty dang useful. So I decided that that was the mission we were gonna start working towards. Unfortunately, the replenish book was in the cocoa beans collection, which was a collection I really hadn't dabbled in much up until this point. So I went ahead and set up a small cocoa bean farm on my island, as well as around 8 or so cocoa bean minions to begin progressing the collection and working towards this replenish book. And as you can see, I've already more than surpassed the collection needed to unlock the replenish book crafting recipe. Unfortunately, just unlocking the recipe is not enough. In order to craft it, I need 16 enchanted cookies, which one enchanted cookie is 2 stacks of enchanted cocoa beans, and every enchanted cocoa bean is 160 cocoa beans, which all in all meant that I needed to farm about 330,000 cocoa beans in order to get this single replenish book, which basically that's the stage we're at right now. So if I head over to my ender chest right here, you'll see I have currently gotten 5 out of 16 enchanted cookies. So not too bad, I guess. We're about like 33% of the way there. But so far I've been mainly relying on my 8 minions I have set up here to get me the cocoa beans. I have not been doing too much manual farming, which I think the manual farming will actually be the key to my success. The problem is though, farming cocoa beans is insanely tedious when you don't already have a replenished book to put on like your axe that you're using to farm. Because as you'll see here, just breaking the cocoa beans for the full layer goes really fast. But that's not the hard part. The hard part is when I have to turn back around and manually replace every single cocoa bean. So to start off the episode here, what I want to go ahead and test is just how long it would take me to get these remaining 11 enchanted cookies if I were to just go completely insane right now and just manually farm until I had all of them. So the way I'm going to test this is I'm first going to go through and farm this entire row of cocoa beans here, and then go through and replant them and see how long that took me. Then I will head back to my inventory and see how many enchanted cocoa beans I gained from farming that entire row, and that should give me a rough estimate of how many enchanted cocoa beans I could get per hour of farming. So I'm going to go ahead and start my timer and get to farming. Alright, and there we go. I will stop my timer. It took me just under 2.5 minutes to fully harvest and replant this row of cocoa beans. So before I did the harvest, I had 64 and 37 enchanted cocoa beans, and after the harvest, I have 64 and 51, which means from one full harvest, I was able to get 14 enchanted cocoa beans. Now, to be fair, I was trying to do that harvest and replant as fast as I possibly could, which I'd say typically I'm not going to be running at like optimal speed, so we'll go ahead and say it's going to take me probably around 3 minutes on average to usually fully farm and replant a row. So 14 cocoa beans every 3 minutes times 20 for a full hour means every hour I can get about 280 enchanted cocoa beans. Now I still need 11 enchanted cookies, but I almost have 2 stacks of enchanted in my inventory, so we're going to go ahead and round it down to me only needing 10 more enchanted cookies. So 10 enchanted cookies at 128 enchanted cocoa beans apiece means I need 1,280 more enchanted cocoa beans. Now I can divide that by 280 per hour, so I would need to manually farm for about 4.5 more hours in order to get the rest of the enchanted cookies I need. And actually 4.5 hours is not too bad. I mean, literally just last episode I foraged for like more than 6 hours straight to get that wood singularity, so I'm down for this challenge. I think I'm gonna go for this. So yeah, I'm just gonna get to farming, and I guess I'll see you guys the next time I have an update. All right, and boom, guys, I've officially farmed all 16 enchanted cookies that we need for this replenish 1 book. Now, I do need to go ahead and say I did not do it all in one sitting like I was originally planning to do, mostly because I significantly underestimated how painful it is to manually replant cocoa beans. I never want to do that again in my entire life. And because of that, my plans for what I'm going to do with this first replenish book have changed a bit. So originally, I was just planning on putting the replenish book straight on the hoe that I'd be using to farm the potatoes later on once I actually have that farm set up. But I realized that if I ever wanted another replenish book again after that, it would mean I would have to go through and manually replant the cocoa beans again in the process of farming for a second replenish book. So I have decided that I'm going to put the first replenish book on this axe right here, and then use this axe to farm the enchanted cookies needed in order to craft another replenish book for the hoe for the potato farm. So let's start off by getting the book. I need my 16 enchanted cookies, I need a bunch of paper, I don't know what the exact count is, and then boom, there we go, a replenish 1 book. Feels very nice to have that done after all this time. I've been working towards it for quite a few days now. Then the next step is going to be to take this efficiency 4 diamond axe and put the replenish book on it. By the way, the reason I'm doing an efficiency 4 diamond axe instead of like an efficiency 5 gold axe or an efficiency 5 diamond axe, whatever, is because my live stream chat actually told me that this is the optimal way to farm cocoa beans so that you don't accidentally break one of the jungle logs in your farm and kind of ruin the whole thing. So yeah, here we go. Let's go ahead and put this replenish on it. Oof, okay, there we go, it's done. We have committed to this new plan of not putting it on the hoe, but I think in the long run, this will be the right thing. Now, obviously, last part of this plan is going to be to head over to Rusty at the gold mine and throw telekinesis on this bad boy, and it is done. Efficiency 4, replenish 1, telekinesis, this is exactly what we need. So at long last, let's go ahead and test this bad boy, and uh-oh, for some reason, I have not replanted the cocoa beans over here. Let's go ahead and fix that up really quickly. I'm not sure why I just decided to not replant like 20 cocoa beans there. Kind of weird. Anyways, go ahead and test it on this side. Please actually work well. Oh my god, it is beautiful. For a second, I was worried that the axe wasn't actually insta-breaking, but it is. Oh my god, this is amazing. For some reason, it seems like sometimes the efficiency 4 diamond axe like glitches and doesn't insta-break. I don't know if that's just lag I'm having right now, but I might end up upgrading it to efficiency 5 just to get rid of that glitch because it's a little bit annoying. But regardless, not having to manually replant these cocoa beans now is going to be an absolute lifesaver in terms of the amount of time it will take me to get this second replenish book. But this newfound efficiency presents yet another problem for us that we're gonna have to go ahead and fix right now. Because this 4-layer farm that was originally sufficient for time when I was having to manually replant, it took much, much longer, is no longer going to work. I believe people have told me that when you have replenish, you need 12 rows of cocoa beans. So I'm gonna whip out my tree capitator here and start chopping down some jungle trees that I can use to build the rest of this farm. All right, and there we go. The 12 rows of a cocoa bean farm are done. Once again, I am just done with replanting or just planting cocoa beans in general. It is such a long process. If I didn't want to ever do it again before, I definitely don't want to ever do it again now after just planting another 8 rows of it. Anyways though, now that is done, I want to go ahead and do yet another experiment and see now with my replenish and with my 12-layer supposedly infinite farm, how many enchanted cocoa beans can I get in 10 minutes? And I'll tell you what, I'm sure hoping it is a lot because I do not want to be sit here farming for another like 5 or 6 hours or whatever it was to get another replenish book because I'll be honest, I'm not down for it. Alright, well I just messed up and I forgot to clear my inventory before I started mining, so we're just gonna pretend that did happen. I guess I'll just start up here. Anyway, let me go ahead and start my 10-minute timer and yeah, let's see how this goes. Alright, and 10-minute test over. So in those 10 minutes, I was able to get about 4.5 stacks of enchanted cocoa beans, which is going to translate to just over 2 enchanted cookies every 10 minutes. So that is definitely much, much faster than the rate we were able to do it before. I think what this is going to work out to is it'll take me maybe a little bit less than an hour or so in order to get another replenish book here, which is super, super fast. I may not have another 6 to 7 hours of grind in me right now, but I definitely have another like 45 minutes or whatever it's going to take for me to finish this replenish book. So yeah, I'm just going to get back to work farming some cocoa beans, and hopefully next time you guys see me, I have myself my second replenish book. Alright, and I believe that these last 8 stacks of enchanted cocoa beans should be the one that put me over the edge to finally have these 16 enchanted cookies. I'll be honest, it took a little bit longer than I was expecting it to. I'm kind of worn out from farming cocoa beans, but I'm happy that we are finally going to have this second replenish book here now as well. And boom, there we go. And now I'm pretty sure the ideal hoe to use for farming potatoes is the rookie hoe that you buy from the farm merchant here. I think I'm gonna hold off for now though on putting this replenish onto any hoe until at least next episode, because I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing. So you guys let me know in the comments, is it a rookie hoe that I'm supposed to be using for potatoes and that I want to put my new replenish book on, or is there some other like meta that I'm just not aware of right now? Anyways though, funnily enough, I think over these past couple days, as I have been working towards getting these replenish books, my potato minions have actually ended up farming enough enchanted baked potatoes here to make all of the hot potato books I even need for the scorpion foil. Now obviously though, the scorpion foil is not the whole reason we were doing this and are going to be making the whole potato farm. There's a lot of other items I need hot potato books for now, and I will need them for in the future as well. But what I would like to do is kind of carry on where we left off last episode with the scorpion foil and do an updated damage test now that it is completely maxed out with hot potato books. And I'm pretty sure the only thing we'd be missing on at this point is upgrading the Bane 5 to Bane 6, which will make a pretty big difference, but it shouldn't be too huge. So this should be pretty close to the max damage we're going to do with this thing, at least for the time being, until I get like a higher combat level and higher foraging level and stuff like that. Alright, and I just checked the last episode and it seemed we left off around doing maybe like 41.9, maybe 42k damage. So I'm interested to see if these 10 hot potato books are going to make a significant difference or if it'll be kind of negligible. How much was that? 44k? Oof, okay, that's really not that big of a difference. I was honestly expecting a lot more for 10 full hot potato books. Jeez. Yeah, it looks like we're only going to get like an extra 2,500 damage maybe from these. But hey, that's still more damage than we were doing before, so I'll take it. But yeah, I guess I wish I would have gotten a little bit more from maxing it out with the hot potato books. Alright, and now to end the episode, I want to ask myself the question. Now that I've already gone through the trouble of farming 745,000 cocoa beans in order to get replenish for 1 hoe and 1 axe, will this massive cocoa bean farm I put a bunch of time into serve any use for me at all anymore? So if you guys are wondering what I mean by that, basically on this hard mode series, making money is not an easy process. We don't use Bazaar, we don't use Auction House, which those are really the 2 main ways you make money on Hypixel Skyblock. So without them, your money making methods are much more limited and usually much less lucrative. And usually farming is one of those methods that falls into the category of not very lucrative because you just don't make that much money doing it for the amount of time you have to put into it. But this new replenish enchant has made farming much easier, especially for crops like cocoa beans. So I'm interested to see if just selling cocoa beans to the NPC for whatever value they want to give me could actually be something that we may want to look into doing more whenever we need coins. So we're going to be doing yet another experiment right now. I'm going to farm cocoa beans for 10 minutes, take what I get from it, and go sell it to the NPC and see how much money we make. So let's do it. Alright, 10 minutes is up. I got 4 stacks and 8 enchanted cocoa beans. Let's go see how much this is worth. Actually, first, let me go ahead and deposit everything. So we have 0 coins in my purse. Head over to the lumber merchant and sell all of those. And oh my god, wait, that's actually not bad at all. 126,000 coins in 10 minutes. So over the course of an hour, that's like 750,000 coins. Wait, honestly guys, for the hard mode series, like that's pretty good. That's definitely not a great money making method if you're not playing with no auction house, no bazaar. But I mean, if you are, like 720,000 coins an hour, that doesn't come around too often. So yeah, perhaps this cocoa bean farm will end up not being entirely useless. Maybe we will get some more use out of it in the not so distant future. Although once we do have the potato farm set up, I think that may actually end up making more money than the cocoa bean farm. We'll have to obviously do our test and find out for ourselves, but I think I was doing like some preliminary math before and it seemed like potatoes actually should end up making more money than that. So that'll be interesting to find out, I guess. Anyway guys, that's where I'm gonna go ahead and end off today's episode. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did and have not done so already, make sure you drop a like on the video and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Also, if you're looking for a beautiful Bad Lion cape, you can pick up the one I'm wearing on my back right now. Using the link in the description, you'll get yourself 10% off the cape and help support me and my channel. So yeah, once again, thank you guys for watching today's video. Hopefully you did enjoy it, and I will see you in my next one very soon. See you guys then. Peace.